深夜次なる瞬きであなたの笑顔がねじれ落ちてゆく空とまっすぐ伸びた目に見えぬオーブ盗むの空気膨らめる水がその哲学死の象徴操られた糸の先は
Alright, I'm here. What even is Rhythm Doctor? Let me look it up. Obviously, yeah, we're talking about it a moment ago, but I wasn't gonna look it up. But now I shall. I see now, this does look extremely Sem's core. I comprehend now. Don't spoilers. I don't know what I saw. I saw creatures that looked Sem's core. I don't think that's. You know what? I do believe you, Sems. I do believe you. Well, nothing to it. Start the second tea party. Sigh. We're still in Purgatorio. Oh! Interesting. Okay. Curious. Very interesting. Rosa awoke from her doze. It must have been a very deep sleep. Her mind was hazy and she wasn't thinking clearly. Where is this? I felt like some mansion, but it didn't seem to be the Ushiromiya mansion. She could see a room that looked like a parlor, and there was some tea that had been prepared. It had probably been made for her. Around the room, some glitter that looked like gold leaf drifted about, making the scene look quite fantastical. When she eventually realized that they were gold butterflies, it further strengthened that impression. There was someone across from her. A woman. A lady. It was the portrait's witch. I heard the jingle. This is the first time I've heard the jingle, by the way. Every single time I missed it. Only when you guys tell me to check the characters. This is the first time I've actually heard the jingle. Boy, what? I knew he was washed, but I didn't know he was that washed. Oh yeah, alright. All the live people I haven't read. Yeah. Ronue Genji, missing. The unselfish piece of furniture sought nothing but repose in the Golden Land. However, since the idiot stubbornly rejects the Golden Land, his repose is unlikely to come anytime soon. Afterwards, he was munched to pieces and eaten by demons and went to hell. I read. These two I'll leave for last. I want to read them last. So, Butler is just missing. Ushiromiya Kinsa, missing. Finally reached the Golden Land he so desired. The idiot was once again unwilling to accept that, so the magic was spoiled for a second time. Wait. Oh, I thought I was calling Genji the idiot. They're still... Wait, I thought Butler accepted her. I guess they're talking about, like... our battler, like the Tea Party battler, not the episode 2 battler. The idiot was once again unwilling to accept that, so the magic was spoiled for a second time. Even so, he was probably happy. After all, he managed to be reunited with the Golden Witch, if only for a brief time. Afterwards, he was crushed to pieces and eaten by demons, and went to hell. Beatrice, the Golden Witch who has lived for 1,000 years. Yada 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 yada. Yada yada. Same thing. Ushiromiya Maria. Missing. In the Golden Land, she learned that her mama still loves her. Satisfied for now. Ushiromiya Rosa. Missing. In the Golden Land, she finally found a treasure more precious to her than gold. However, that was short-lived. Thanks to the idiot, she would once again have to lose that which she had finally found. Afterwards, she was chewed into a pulp by demons and went to hell. Interesting. She seemed to be having a one-sided conversation. She was probably talking to Rosa, but Rosa, whose mind was clouded up by deep fog, didn't have a clue what was being said. Choose whatever you please. If there is anything you want, I'll give it all to you. You can think of it as a reward for your good luck, or else as proper compensation for how you've answered to my demands. It may have been a truly trivial matter for your perspective. However, the deal was important enough to me to be deserving of this reward. What is she talking about? I don't know. It's just that I am very much a witch. Perhaps you'd best ask for something only a witch can give you. What a rare chance this is, to actually receive the favor of Beatrice the Golden, me. Finally, Rosa started to feel the blood flowing through her body. Her movements were sluggish, and she couldn't even voice the words she was thinking. I am commonly called the Golden Witch. Bestowing a mountain of gold like the one I gave Kinso is trivial to me. After all, you can measure all the pleasures of the human world with money. Therefore, gold is no more or less than the manifestation of the human world's pleasures. Can you imagine it? A mountain of gold that you couldn't use up as long as you lived. As the witch blew on her pipe, multicolored smoke enshrouded her surroundings. As she did this, the inside of the parlor was suddenly filled with stacks of gold ingots. It looked like a shining gold-colored wall. I'm sure those numbers are gonna mean something, but I don't know alchemy. I don't know biblical verses on top of my head, so for now, the numbers are meaningless to me. If each ingot was worth several 10 million yen, how much would all of this be worth? It seems sinful to even think of such a number. However, the human world is difficult. I know there are some things that cannot be settled, no matter how high into the sky you pile up gold. I know there are cracks that cannot be filled. I won't make light of that, which is why this is a gift that only a witch such as I can give. Why don't I fill those cracks in for you? Yes, how about this? It's something only I can give. You should be very happy. No need to thank me out loud. I can tell right away. It's written on your face and in the corners of your heart. Rosa felt a touch of discomfort at this witch, who kept on talking about even though Rosa hadn't uttered a single word. But since she still couldn't manage to speak, and was so helpless that it was difficult to even move a finger, she couldn't do anything but listen. How far must the deep wounds in your heart recede before they can be healed? This is deep, quite deep indeed. Sometimes wounds close up while a fragment of foreign matter remains inside. Even when such wounds appear to have healed, they continue to throb for all eternity. Sometimes you have to open the wound once more in order to heal it completely. As the witch spoke, she stared deep into Rosa's eyes. What in the world was she peering at? Rosa felt uncomfortable, but she couldn't look away. So, your pain was already fated by the time of your birth. How heartbreaking. You don't have to say it. I understand. I understand. Rosa was gradually being sucked into the witch's eyes. Then the world grew dark, spinning round and round as she was sucked in. Whoa. Whoa. This music. End of a daydream. Oh, end of dreamland. Rosa, Rosa. I don't recognize this voice. It's either Rudolph or it's supposed to be her husband that left her. I'm gonna give him Rudolph's voice.
Rosa, Rosa, why are you such an idiot?
Oh god, crap! It's Kraus! Oh, that's Kraus Nissan's voice. Kraus Nissan is a real adult, so he's very smart. So he hated that stupid kid Rosa. He was a very scary person. I was often hit, and my toys were taken from me and broken. I was apparently being punished for something bad I've done, but I never really understood what it was, or why I was being punished. I was always punished suddenly, and then later told that the punishment was in a forced manner. But there was always something I didn't remember doing. So I really hated Kraus Nissan. Eva or Kairi? Rosa, Rosa. Why are you such an idiot? Oh, that's Eva Nissan's voice. Eva Nissan is a real adult, so she's very smart. So she hated the stupid kid Rosa. She was always a very sly person, and she often lied to me, tricked me, bullied me all the time. Apparently I was stupid, and she said it was only natural for stupid people to be swindled by those smarter than them. So I wanted to become a wise person like Eva Nissan and listen to what she said, but when I obeyed her, for some reason, someone always got really mad at me. So I really hated Eva Nissan.
Rosa, Rosa, why are you such an idiot?
Oh, the Rudolph Nissan's voice. Rudolph Nissan really knows how to get things done, so he hated the stupid kid Rosa. When Kraus Nissan was around, he would be friendly with Kraus Nissan. When Eva Nissan was around, he would be friendly with Eva Nissan. And when Kraus Nissan wasn't around, he would be violent like Kraus Nissan. And when Eva Nissan wasn't around, he would play dirty like Eva Nissan. And even though he was also bullied most of the time, when Kraus Nissan and Eva Nissan weren't around, he gave me 2 people's worth of bullying. So I really hated Rudolph Nissan. Oh, but these were my memories from when I was a kid. It's common for unfair things to happen between kids, and you mustn't hold on to grudges for such things forever. With time, those memories get buried away, and forgetting them bit by bit is supposed to be part of growing up and becoming an adult. So becoming an adult is the same as separating yourself from all those memories. And because of that, no matter how much time passed, Rosa couldn't become an adult. Even though she had been blessed with a daughter called Maria and was called a mother, she didn't at all feel like she had become an adult. The witch pitied her for that. And she smiled, saying that she could heal that pain herself. How can I help you? It's possible, but not easy. I might rewind time and give you a world where you have no older siblings. But that way, your memories of being hurt by your older siblings couldn't remain. And in that sense, what you might call it a gift, you wouldn't be able to accept it. A person is only satisfied when their starvation is healed. But if you make it so that they never starved in the first place, none of them will thank you. Just like how there are no young people who give thanks for their daily gluttony. Understand? 1 second. Lindsay, what are you doing here? How long have you been here? Oh no, I hope you left some time already. Hello, Lilium. I'm playing spoilers. Nine plus 10 equals 21. That's a good... No, never mind. I can't even lie. -2. Typed in red. This is why you should just do a 200-hour stream so you don't have, buddy. I permanently lose my voice if I did that. What do you want, cat? There we go. I think she's telling me something really complicated. In short, even if she makes it so that I never had all these siblings, that wouldn't remove my pain. Maybe that's what she's saying. Strictly speaking, that's not quite right. Healing isn't the same thing as removing pain. It's the pleasure we earn as compensation for withstanding pain. Therefore, removing the pain isn't healing. To know the joy of healing, you have to know the pain. Which means you must know joy in order to compensate for your pain. You should be proud of your past sufferings. After all, they are what make it possible to know pleasure that those without pain would never experience. Those who experience this pleasure cannot help but pass on the same joy to others. The little meow meows. They are an extreme yapper. They cry about anything. Stupid. When the witch snapped her fingers, even though the room was still filled with mountains of gold and had already lost all semblance of reality, a fabulous tablecloth appeared on top of the table. Relatable to... Get them out of here. Ruby, get them out of here right now. I don't want to see Sam's face ever again. And a wonderful meal was laid out, almost as though it was the opening of a banquet in a castle from some fairy tale. I want them banned for 2 minutes. For an instant, Rosa truly did feel pleasurable surprise at how fabulous it was, but at the same time, she felt a bit of an anticlimax. After all, she didn't think being bullied by her siblings could be wiped away by just one meal, no matter how delicious. Food is the source of many human pleasures. You simply must eat like a pig for as long as you like. If one meal isn't enough, then have as many as you like. Until the pain of your heart is healed, why not continue this gourmet banquet? Begin it, furniture. As the witch clapped twice, there were suddenly 2 goat-head servants there as they began to prepare the meal. For the beautiful dishes adorning the table, they effectively took some food and began to pile it up on Rosa's plate. Phoenix, thin ice, thin ice. It really did look delicious, but Rosa's body still felt as heavy as lead, and there was no way she'd be able to eat. Maybe they also understood that. The goat-head servants tied a napkin around Rosa's collar and gallantly brought a glass of before-dinner alcohol to her mouth, tilting it for her. She remembered an old servant who had once carried rice porridge to her mouth when she was laid up with a high fever. She couldn't drink it well, and it dripped down from her mouth, but she felt the fragrant sweetness spread throughout her mouth. Oh, I'm so... I would kill for some rice porridge. It's a sweet aperitif of noble rot German-made wine. Rot. A wine cocktail of white wine mixed with a crimson golden drop. If I had to give it a name, I'd call it the Bloody Kraus. Soaked with just a golden drop of your brother's blood that was squeezed out of a compressor. Rosa coughed violently, and the bright red that stained her face made it look as though she had coughed up blood. You know a lot about black tea, so you should know what it means, right? Golden drop refers to the last drop in a drink. It is called the most precious drop in black tea. So a golden drop of blood is the same. The last and most precious drop of blood squeezed out of a human. We squeeze it using that. As the witch snapped her fingers, a bright red veil that had been set up before something large was removed. The solemn and massive machine there was just like a coffin for a large-sized person, with many large bulb-like things stuck to it, and it looked like a sinister torture device. By its unnerving shape, she could tell that with a human's strength it could be used to tighten and compress something, and it seemed that there was still some squeezed dregs remaining, because of the red, bright remains that stained it. But you can't take more than one golden drop at once. No matter what kind of human you take it from, you can't get more than one drop. But I am a witch. Reviving a person is easy for me. When the witch snapped her fingers, the human compressor suddenly began to shake. No, she could also hear a groan. It looked almost as though someone sleeping in that man-sized coffin had woken up and was now struggling to get out. But that was wrong. What was inside definitely had been squeezed dregs. Using her magic, the witch had once again revived the squeezed dregs to how they've been before they were squeezed. 3 goat-head servants with muscular physiques approached the compressor and forcefully started tightening the large bulb. As they did, an unearthly moan came from inside the coffin. Rosa thought she knew the owner of that voice. You and I both know it doesn't matter how thin that ice... whatever. The blood squisher, not the human juicer. It is fitting for cooking to be done in the kitchen. And now, stand back. Do you understand how precious a golden drop is? To have it stain this crimson, it requires that several dozen people's worth be squeezed. The witch definitely said that only one golden drop could be taken from a single human, and yet she had dozens of people worth of human drops from a single human. Only a witch could do this. The golden witch Beatrice could kill a single human endlessly. In other words, before Beatrice, even death did not mean freedom. It's gonna be so silly after so much, like if it's just all supposed to be just a coincidence that they keep referring to Beatrice as endless and infinity and whatnot, and it makes me think that that means that Beatrice is supposed to represent infinity, and it doesn't, it's just, that's what okay, actually, sorry, bit of a long break, because I forgot that I wanted to say this. I had this thought process, yesterday, I think. How it feels when alright. I'm scared. Okay, so Phoenix can attest to this. With the Dark Souls games and Elden Ring, even though I haven't finished it, you know, it's the same thing where you piece things together by reading little snippets. They don't really tell you anything, you just have to piece things together, and you piece the story together. So I do that, thus creating my own versions of the story, what I think is correct. So when the time comes where I am disproven, but like not outright disproven, just like there's one line of dialogue that would contradict what I think, I just end up basically ignoring it, like, because I end up liking my version more than what the game ended up with. So I'm very scared that that's gonna happen with Umineko as well, with a lot of what I say. Like, what if the 3 witches don't represent probability, infinity, and improbability? Like, that's very likely, right? That they don't. That was like Ryukishi who never thought of that. I'm gonna end the game still believing that if they don't outright disprove it, and even if they outright disprove it somehow, I'm probably gonna still end up the game believing that because I like the idea. It sounds cool. Now add that to any other thought that I had that doesn't get outright disproven, or gets disproven in a very tiny line of text that I can easily ignore. I'm scared. So, prepare yourselves, all Umi Fullers in chat, for the inevitable conclusion of me ending the game with more headcanons in my mind than actual canon. Because it's very likely to happen. That's just a thought that I had yesterday. That is the end of the ramble. We may continue now, but I must check a pin that I got. What? Huh. I'm wanting that the thing I got kicked at. Some Nintendo news. Right back. I can't wait for the day you know the truth is, and all I can say to any of them. Okay. I can't wait for the day you know the truth is all I can say to. Yeah. Indeed, that really is the best thing you can say. I'm excited, but I'm scared because at the same time, this game is very loved by you all, so. I'm a bit scared that I'm gonna disappoint everyone by ending up with more headcanons than the actual proper readings of everything. Anyways. Do you need me to put it in a different way? Have you forgotten the day this man hit you, when you swallowed the blood that ran into your mouth? That's right, remember that taste. Remember the taste of the tears that you spilled until you were dry. I believe this aperitif will be sufficient to heal that regrettable memory. Well, I won't hate it. I'm not. Hating it is out of the question. The problem is I'm gonna end up loving a version of the game that doesn't exist. I'm gonna be loving a different game than you all. Nah, J/Sirs. Once again, the goat head servants tilted a deep red glass against her mouth. Rosa tried resisting by closing her lips. Like, that also goes for characters. Like, my reading of Rosa right now, right, is because of my own biases with my personal stuff. I see her as a very bad person who will never ever learn from her mistakes. She will always keep repeating the same mistakes over and over, no matter how much she realizes each time that she's a bad mom and says, oh, I'm gonna do better, she's gonna keep doing it. What if Rosa is like the most goated character ever and she actually does changes and I just never see the change because of my headcanon, right? That goes for every character. Anyways, y'all get it. But also try to resist. Same goes for Natsuhi, right? What if she's like the most evilest person ever and she's the culprit behind everything? And I'm just gonna turn a blind eye to that. I don't think so, because like, if she was evil, I would like that. But that's just an example. Anyways. Rosa tried to sustain by closing her lips, but the deep red liquid was relentlessly poured into her mouth, which hung open with shock. And the inside of her mouth was filled with a ghastly sweetness. It definitely was a fragrant sweetness. The living blood of her brother, who had given her such hateful thoughts and made her soak her pillows so many times, had been collected from his depths, repeated dozens of times. How could the crimson-stained wine not be sweet? But Rosa tried to spit it out. Because of that, the deep red wine that spilled out of Rosa's mouth looked just like a bloodstain. Now that she knew that this ghastly substance wasn't a simple aperitif, Rosa couldn't help but feel uncomfortable about what would happen if this banquet continued. That is a double-tongue salad made from vegetables in season. On your 9th birthday, you made a wish that you'd someday get to chew this to bits, the salad made from Eva's tongue. When Rosa heard the true nature of the pink-colored meat piled up on the salad, she had a sudden impulse to vomit her guts out. Furthermore, the goat servant stuck a fork in it and carried it to Rosa's mouth. How does your double-tongued sister taste? It must be quite soft and enchanting, right? It probably would be quite sweet, soft and enchanting in her mouth. After all, Eva's lies were always sweet, and young Rosa had always listened to them. And you might say the stimulating pepper seasoning expressed the truth behind those lies as well. As the tongue salad that kept being pushed into Rosa's mouth was covered with saliva, she spat it out. But the goat head servants carefully returned it to the plate and carried it to Rosa's mouth. It goes without saying, but I made the salad liberally using 5 of Eva's tongues. You can get more than 1 tongue out of a person, but I can get them over and over. As Rosa's tears dripped down, she resisted frantically. However, the only way she could resist was by refusing to swallow. Even if she didn't swallow it, the taste of the French dressing increasingly fermented Rosa's mouth. Does it not please you? There's lots more! Sea bass pie wrapped in the skin of Rudolph's face, soup with boiled brains, liver plate, and more, and look forward to dessert! It's not just your siblings, see? I have lavishly assembled all of those whom you have trusted and yet by whom you were betrayed. Why don't we continue this banquet for all eternity until your heart is satisfied for all eternity? You're happy, right, Shinomiya Rosa? Don't pretend you hate it. I know that you're actually happy, Kay. If you want to laugh, then do so. And if you won't feel better until you've heard a raw performance of your annoying older siblings' screams, I'll let you hear them as much as you like. Fear not, your reluctance doesn't trouble me. That's just your personality, right? On the inside, you're actually so happy that your skin is crawling all over. And yet, on the outside, you're merely pretending that all of this causes you pain, yes? It's alright! There is no need to worry about honor or your public image or anything. So laugh as much as you want and chew it to bits. Isn't this the best banquet of Shinomiya Rosa? Stop! Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to leave the dessert a surprise, but let me reveal it now anyways. Maybe that will be enough to incentivize for you to eat up the full course. Your dessert is the beloved daughter that you had to keep pretending to love. Hey, that's what I said. Oven-baked Maria with the apples. Doesn't that sound yummy? Once you eat this, you will be released from everything. Freedom, you see, freedom! Finally, Rosa will gain freedom as an individual person. Aren't you happy? You should be happy. Drool is hanging from your mouth just by looking in a mirror. Suddenly, a muscular goat cook was holding Maria under his arms, and Maria gazed at Rosa with a face that was only slightly sad. Mama, was I a burden? You are the burden! As Rosa spat out the food that was continuously being carried to her mouth. As she was covered with filth and saliva and blood, she resisted filthily and screamed. If you think I'm a burden, I don't mind if you eat me. After all, I'm always doing horrible things to you. Even when you bring a man over, I can't stay quiet. When you spend the night out with a man, I get lonely and unruly and make a mess of my room. When I go to search by myself, I get lost. The police pick me up, and you're shamed. When you don't come home for several days and I cry and have to be consoled by the neighbors, you're shamed. Because I'm like this. I'm a burden to Mama. Sorry for being born. So I'll become delicious oven-baked apples for Mama's sake. And then maybe Mama will be happy I exist for the first time. Maybe she'll eat me and think I'm delicious. Isn't it delicious? Be choked up with tears of gratitude. Your daughter is saying this much for you, right? Oven-baked apples and your beloved daughter make for the best dessert. You've managed to raise such delicious ingredients! Aren't you the best mother? Uscita mia rosa! Mama, thanks for everything. Bye-bye. Wait, Maria, that's wrong! Stop it already! No! I didn't want something like this! Please stop! Please forgive me! No. Stop it already! No, put it in my mouth! Have you been satisfied with my hospitality? Then I'll have you accepted that I am a witch. Proclaim it. Ushirmia Rosa accepts that Beatrice is a witch. I accept it. Ushirmia Rosa accepts that Beatrice is a witch. So give Maria back. Release me. I finally made you acknowledge it! That crafty battler has already surrendered and I made Rosa the fool who denied me even after being invited to the Golden Land accepted! Perfect! It's perfect! I've accomplished my perfect victory! Come, bring Maria, prepare a delicious oven roast for Rosa! No! Yes! Yes! He's not washed! He's not washed! Looks delicious. Slice up your cow tits and make me a sandwich. That voice! An arm grabbed the back of the witch's head and smashed her face into the table. As it did, the witch broke to pieces, turned into a cloud of goat butterflies, and reformed into her body a short distance away. Bad letter? You bastard! I thought you surrendered so far that even your soul was furniture! Me too! But when I was listening to that gross recipe, I started to get a little hungry. Now I feel like eating a whole roast witch! And Maria, it's 10 years too early for you to talk about having someone meet you up. But in 10 years, you better... I'm good. Butler-kun! Sorry to keep you waiting, Aunt Rosa. I'd forgotten. This is a one-on-one fight between me and this woman. It's totally wrong for me to give in. Thanks to you hanging in there, I've gotten my will to fight back. I've been reading chat, I just haven't read it out loud. So, wait. Thank you, Phoenix, for that. Thank you. It does mean a lot. I wish I could scream even louder, but I do be having neighbors. Thank you, though. Why did he say this? What is the goat doing? Move on, please, streamer. I'm pretty sure even the dude who made this regardless. From what I know of Ryukishi, there's no way. Nah, he would do it again. You know that one Punisher gif where it's like, I liked it, I love it, I'll do it again. That's Ryokishi, from what I know. Ryokishi definitely doesn't regret it. He's a genius, but okay, glad that I was right. This person, he gave up down to the depths of his soul and surrendered to me, didn't he? You see, he doesn't know when to give up just what I expect from Ushinomiya Kinzo's grandchild. So the chick of a phoenix is a phoenix after all. How dashing! How amusing! I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have you any other way, battler! Try to deny me, I'll completely and thoroughly smash you to bits! Let me make you surrender over and over again! I'll teach you, one who has licked my shoes, the taste of defeat over and over again! No problem. I'll teach you that I, Ushinomiya Butler, am a man who can stand back up even after crawling through the mud. I've never been invincible in a fight. I've lost loads of times. But I'll definitely crawl through the mud and stand up again. And then I'll finish this! In a man's fight, you don't lose until you accept defeat, no matter how much you get beat up. Don't think I'm out just because you took a shot at me. I'll give you a good show, baddies! I'll accept your challenge, Ushinomiya Battler. Furniture, begin preparations for the next game. While we're waiting, why don't you tell me all about it? There were a lot of close rooms in this game. You seen Red? I smashed him to bits most of the methods by which you tried to talk yourself out of them. What do others say? Evasive quibbles will you show me now? The lock to the chapel, the lock to Jessica's room, the lock to the servant room, the lock to Natsuhi's room, the lock to the parlor. Use your bizarre specialty. Those delusions, rantings, daydreams, and bluffs, all slanted with ridiculous, incredible turns of events, and show how you can thoroughly deny me! It's useless. It's all useless! Oh, thank goodness. He's back. He's back. Oh, I don't want to halt the stream again, but I really want to think of a way that the crimes were committed not by servants. But like, even in episode 1, the only way I can think of most of the murders is because of the servants. And if we bring the quote-unquote other servants that I believe exist in my mind, they don't have master keys. Also, Sam's about the quote, that was a 10 out of 10. It made sense. You know, she was cutting up people to make food to make someone suffer, so he's gonna use it back at her. Yeah, that was a good one for once. That true, Tomato? I thought you said 5 was your most anticipated. Thank you for that, Sems. But I definitely much more prefer saying it out loud. I do think on my off time, like don't you not think that. I do be thinking always about this game. But I always save it to say it on stream. 5 is answer. Oh, 3 is... okay, I get it. For you specifically. I keep forgetting Ono Daisuke voice battler. That's so cool. Shinohara Emi. I'm looking up what else Natsuhi's voice actress has done. Doesn't seem like anything else I'm really familiar with. Shame. She voiced a computer in the Pokemon movie from 1999. Never mind. I just had to go way back. That's so cool. That's so cool. She voiced Sailor Jupiter from Sailor Moon. That's awesome. Yeah, it's like she's the main Sailor Jupiter voice actress. That's so cool. That's awesome. I love her even more now. Oh, her last role was in 2023. Probably too old. Ah! Wait. Oh, she's not with us anymore, that's why. Oh, rest in peace. Why did Butler say the most raw line ever? Then that... I'm sorry. I mean, that's what makes him him, I suppose. Anyways, I wasted time looking her up. I was supposed to use this time to think. Because I really got nothing. I already thought about it so many times. You really can't... You really can't make something that doesn't involve the servants specifically for these because of the keys. Okay, it's two things that's stopping me. The fact that there's only 5 master keys, and the fact that we're the only people in the rooms when we go in. I'm just so scared. I don't want Butler to be like, this is so hard. I can't find a way that only Kinso or the 19th Visitor or the 19th Visitor are only responsible. Like, Rosa, 100%. 100% out of the question. Way too obvious. Way too obvious, a red herring. That last murder was everything. Because she was the only one that could have locked the door. No one else has keys. So it has to be someone that was inside the room. I mean, yeah, like, Tengo Rampa already taught me that, so I think I'm gonna throw in the towel and say that there's no way for me to think of a way these could have been done without the help of the servants. Because it fits into the whole theme of the episode. They don't... Competent writing, like I assume Ryokishi doesn't just mention a theme over and over and over just because it sounds cool. They didn't spend the whole episode talking about wolves and sheep, about the wolves and sheep puzzle, just because Ryokishi found it in a kid's book and said, hey, this is kind of gas, I'm gonna keep referencing this. No, it means something. So what can it mean? It means that Rosa's right, there were a lot of wolves, and every murder had either an equal amount or more wolves. So, like I already said last stream, for Jessica's death, it was an equal amount of wolves and sheep. It was Kanon and Jessica. One wolf, one sheep. With Nanjo, it was 3 wolves and 1 sheep. It was Shannon, Kumasawa, Goda, and Nanjo was the sheep. So they outnumbered the sheep, killed the sheep. Then, what was the next one? Alright, Natsui's room. That was 2 wolves and 1 sheep. George was the sheep, Shannon and Goda the wolves. So it just fits. It fits thematically. And it explains the stories as well. Only the servants were the ones that saw Beatrice. Only the servants were the ones that saw the 7 princes. Shut up. Shut up. So, when they came after the servant room talking about, we saw Kanon's body and Kanon did all this and it was so scary. It was just the servant saying that. So they could have been, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be so disappointed if I'm wrong. Because what else? Gonna give it one more second of thought. How can it be done without the servant? Nah, I got nothing. We'll see. The guy loves repeating it, but yeah, it does mean something. Those repetitive. Long credits are much. I mean, I prefer the long credits. Gives me time to think. Whoa, wait, what's this thing on Rampa? Golden Land 3. Oh, that's not what I expected, right? The Tomato King says, on the topic about your headcanons, I think that is at the core of what I love seeing other people read Umineko. Umineko at its core is a game, a thinking game. It asks for the reader to actively play the game. You are 100% playing the game right now. What you get out of this game is what I love seeing from people. That means anything goes. I love when people criticize the game because it makes me notice things I haven't seen before too. Thank you, Joe Anderson. And I especially love it when people are actively reading and loving it because they care as much. Okay. Alright. And yes, I love it when people are vipers and suck at the game. Sam's always catches. Sam's, I'm telling you right now, I'm sure you were great. You don't have to do what I do. You finished the game and you enjoyed it. You got something out of it. So I think Rumi Tomato is being quite foolish. Anyways, thank you. I enjoyed that message and I got a tear out of me. That was nice. I'm very passionate, as nobody would have guessed, right? I'm passionate about things, so I understand the feeling. I love, even if someone plays something I love and they hate it, at least they played it. But also just, if they get something wrong out of it, I still it feels so cool to see someone else experience it. That's why I like sharing what I go through when I know people that are fans, because it makes them relive it. Sims did fantastically in some things, but he sucked at the end /J/Sirs. This guy sucked the whole way through. I was there for 4 years. You can trust me. That I believe. That I believe. But yes, thank you. Thank you. Here we go. 1 second, checking something, drinking some water. And then we'll hopefully say hi to Bernkastel again. And hopefully Lena doesn't come anywhere near the stream because I'm gonna try giving Bernkastel a German accent. I'm laughing at something from Discord. Alright, last thing I gotta check is the Homestuck server. See what the people are saying. The new gens keep questioning why Jade Harley keeps falling asleep in pages. One of her first pages, like her introduction, called her a narcoleptic. These people don't be reading. I'm still reading, sorry, there's some drama going on in the Homestuck server. Alright, I'm done. I remember sucking horrible for most of the game and suddenly popping off in the last couple episodes. Question mark, peak incoming. Ah, don't get my hopes up. Now, why do you think Bernkastel would be there? Because she was there last time. Brace her, in fact. Oh lord, / J caught. Isn't there a bunch of people reading the re-release line? Yeah, that's the channel I'm in. I stopped reading the unofficial collection because I want to be part of their new gen circle. I've been talking in that server there for a couple of days now, and the re-release is almost caught up to me, so that's good. Wait, a message didn't get sent. I was wondering what you said, / J. YouTube save it, you would have been, oh, save it. But yes, back to Ruby. Yeah, there's a channel just for the new gens who are reading it through the re-release. The boomers like you cannot talk in there, but they can see the chat. So the boomers have their own chat where they mock us and make fun of us for not knowing what happens and making stupid theories. Golden Land 3, alright. Homestuck instead. Ah, okay, whatever. Not saying nothing. Anyways, we're playing the game now. That was a good break. Water break. Homestuck break. You know what? Let's read a few pages of Homestuck while we take a break from Umineko. I really would if I didn't need to wait for the re-release to catch up. Alright. Let's go. I'm scared. Okay, I was gonna laugh really hard if it started off with Bernkastel. Well then, did you find that game enjoyable? Yay! A game that one-sided goes beyond being riveting, it's boring. my, but you're as harsh as always. Considering how proud I was to have created a development so impactful that it might satisfy even the boredom-hating Lady Bernkastel, this response is quite harsh. Well, I'll admit it was impactful. However, it was horrible as a fair game. Unless you make the conditions a bit more even. Are you saying there's no way to win? Not even for Lady Berncastel? I wonder what you mean by that, Beato. There's no need to try and fool me. I already know that you're no bystander. Uh-oh, hey, don't look at me. Don't look at me, I didn't say nothing. Were you planning on hiding it? You're an outrageous person to come into someone else's territory from such a great distance to work against them. You came to watch from the sidelines and probably to push strongly for my defeat. I've guessed right, haven't I? And if so? Truly amazing. That I should be granted a chance to fight against Lady Berncastel, the strongest of witches who defeated Lady Lambda Delta, is truly a pleasure. Yes, I'm also pleased. I came all this way because I really wanted to see you brimming with confidence fall apart and lose. What an honest person! Even so, it would be a shame if the contest between me and the great Lady Berncastel was resolved without at least one observer. You've called her here, didn't you? Is that Kit? Lambda Delta? Arr. She's an oh person. Alright. I'm a fan already. I'm running out of voices here. Okay. I found you! I finally found you, Berncastel! How are you, Lambda? Looks like you've got lots of time to spare too. I wonder if it's fate that the pair who hates boredom should run into each other again. Stupid kid! Can't you see you only won against me because of a little luck and a problem of compatibility, whatever. After that, you became such a brag, and now you're even picking a fight with Beatrice? Shouldn't you learn your place? Beatrice is strong, and she's even more brutal than I am, just a bit. And by the way, don't go shortening people's names without their permission. You're dumb too, Beto. If this kid is in your game, she'll make a mess of everything. I certainly didn't bring Lady Lambda Delta here to watch from the sidelines. After informing me that you were betting against me, she said that she would bet against you. You're still holding a grudge, aren't you? Because I'm the strongest witch in the universe, but I lost to you, which means I'm not the strongest. So any enemy of yours is my ally. And there you have it. With the great Lady Berncastel as our opponent, this may not even count as a handicap, but it should make for good entertainment. Do as you like. Now that I've been exposed, allow me to get serious. Oh, that would be well. Going easy would never been written in my dictionary. Lady Lambda Delta, let us enjoy our precious time together. Yes, I'll be counting on you, Lady Beatrice. I've been betrayed pretty bad by her too. Until the two of us smash her up and pay her back double, I won't be able to rest. I'll be counting on you, Lambda. And you, Beto. No matter what we fight over, this will be a very significant battle for us all. That's right! Of course, I don't plan on losing, but we've gotta go beyond who wins and who loses. After all, we hate boredom. The three witches giggled, cackled, and guffawed. That's right. I should thank you, Bato. It looks like I'll finally be able to escape my boredom. Do your best to entertain me, along with Lambda Delta. Leave it to me. If we're decided, Beto, let's start a strategy meeting right now. I know all of the girls' weak points, and I'll teach you all of them. And yet, Lady Lambda Delta, you were defeated by her. I won't tell you. I won't tell you. She's never boring, that Lady Lambda Delta. Isn't she? You take care of her. She gets lonely easily. I see. So she's one of those that are popular these days. As expected from Lady Lambda Delta. Quite cutting edge. Go already. The kid's waiting for you to chase after her. Then, if you'll excuse me, see you next game! Hi. Yes, no, don't worry. It was Battler's fault. I got everything. I'm prepared. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. Just get me in there, coach. Get me in there. I'm sorry. The troublesome one came, but don't mind it. More importantly, things got very ugly. I thought I experienced a very tragic end in Lambda's game. But this one is exceptionally horrible. I can't say I don't understand why you're hugging your knees and closing up your heart. I'm not, though! I'm not! I'm so locked in. If you meet a fate like that a few more times, it'll take a lot less than 100 years to kill your heart. Beato saw through me, so I'll confess. You are now just like I was in the past, when I was imprisoned inside Lambda's world. Shut inside a labyrinth of cruel fate, tormented by a witch, in a manner of speaking. I am a witch who was born from there. Right, you're right, Sam is right. This sucks. I can't. With Berencastel, I understood what her design meant. But with Lambda Delta, I don't really get it. Let's read. Lambda Delta, the witch of certain. So I had it in reverse. It's funny that I was right. I just had it in reverse. Berencastel is improbability because miracles are something that, you know, they're a miracle. They don't happen very often. They're an impossibility. So Berencastel is improbability. And Lambda Delta is probability. The thing is, how does that make sense with her powers? If she can see the future, she would be able to make them... No, that's weird. Okay. I'm right. It's just that it's a bit more complicated than I put it. She is in probability, but it's not that what she does is impossible. It's that she makes the impossible happen. She is defiance. She is that She can see the impossible through her visions by seeing the future and fate, and she can create a miracle to change it. So that's why, in that sense, she is improbability, but also she is impossibility and improbability, but she's not just that. She has the power to overcome the impossible and the improbable. Lambda Delta, let's read more. But has lived for 1,000 years. She embodies the idea that hard workers are rewarded and is highly respected even by humans. Though she is a witch, she does not stray far from the concept of humans. For that reason, her power as one worshipped by humans is incalculable. However, she is fickle about whose efforts she chooses to reward, and in many cases she bestows her favor upon those who can please her the most. Her massive, swift, and terrifying power can cause any witch to submit in an instant. However, she is often reckless, and Berncastel was able to take full advantage of that. I get it, it's just, I don't think it's something I'm gonna be able to explain with my horrible vocabulary. I see the golden line tree now. Okay. Lambda Delta. Okay. This is the simplest way I can explain it, I think. I get it. I'm like grug right now from the cruise. Like my cogs in my head are turning. So, simplest way I can say it, I think. Beatrice. Beatrice is the act of trying something over and over and over until you get it. Until you win. Until you get. Second grug reference. I just love that gift so much. I've got an idea! And that's me every day. Okay, so Beatrice is infinity in the way that she embodies doing something over and over and over again until it goes your favor. It's kind of, yeah, it's just like she's determination. She is determination. She would have the red soul in Beltaru. In Undertale. So that's what Beatrice is. It's doing something over and over and over, failing and failing until you get it. Berncastel is similar, but in the way that what you're trying to do is actively impossible. Whatever you're doing is impossible, but Berncastel embodies the spirit of the confidence, of really believing in yourself that you can overcome the impossible. The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so. And she, right? You get it. So, Berncastel embodies overcoming the impossible. Lambda Delta is the easiest one to explain, funny enough. She embodies nothing to do with impossibility or having to do something over and over again. It's just, you see your goal. Your goal is whatever your goal is. Your goal is to get a box of cereal. So, the goal is very possible. It's within your grasp. All you gotta do is work for it. It's a certainty that you will get this reward if you try. If you try hard enough. It's not about trying over and over and failing, but just like, it's a straight line. Just give it some effort, give it some thought, don't be lazy, get up, and you'll get it. You'll get your reward. That is what I am thinking right now. So, I'm gonna go back to the cereal box description because it's funny. So, Beatrice would be if a cereal box is on top of the fridge and you can't reach it. Beatrice would embody just trying over and over to jump at it. Just jump at trying to reach the box of cereal from on top of the fridge. Just keep trying a million times until you finally, somehow, your arm reaches the box and you grab it. Berncastel would embody that cereal box falling on you. Just really wanting the cereal box, and boom. No matter, even though it's impossible and it shouldn't have happened, because of your fate, your destiny, it happened. It just fell on you, and you have your cereal box now. Vörnkastel would be not Vörnkastel. Lambda Delta would be going out of your way to go to the garage, scurrying through all the garbage you have on there in the garage, grabbing a ladder, bringing the ladder to the fridge, climbing up the ladder, and getting the cereal box. It was super easy. You just had to put some work into it. That's how I see them. That's how I see them, and I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Again, with the headcanon thing, I can't wait for none of this to matter. You stupid, intelligent. We can use these now. Gee, thanks. Grog jump scare. I got another ping. What is this? Okay. Alright, I'm done. Short streamer. I love not yapping for 2 hours. Finally making the connections with two. Funny seeing people actually talking about the witches and not just going for the funny look-alike characters from Higurashi. Thank you for my... You're welcome. I love embodiment. I love classes. I don't know what to call it. I love when characters represent something a lot. So it's fun to look into it. It's fun to look at the signs as well. I wish I could. You know what? After saying all that, her design makes sense now. Her design actually makes sense now. She's supposed to represent sweetness, candies, and treats. You know, the pumpkin. It could be a pumpkin cookie, or it could represent. Not represent, but reference Maria's lollipop. Either way, it's still a type of dessert. Her stockings are stripe colored like lollipops or candy canes. And obviously she's all pink, like color of candy. She is Candyland made into a person. Which makes sense when she represents getting the reward after hard work. After a kid does good in homework or does their chores, what do? You give them a treat. You give them a little candy so that they know they get rewarded after doing hard work. So now her design makes sense. She is certainty. She is what rewards trying hard to get something. So she represents little treats. She's just a little treat. She's a little treat. I like that. I like the design now. That's pretty fun. I talked about how stupid she looked. That's also true. I would just say, yes, they 100% matter and they represent something. They are not just funny and stupid. They are funny and stupid. No. I do. Obviously, they mean something. Like, they're part of the story. They're very plot relevant. My concern is if they mean what I'm saying, but do not answer that. Anyways, we continue now. Whew. I am a witch who was born from there. So maybe I'm like an older sister to you. So I decided that I lend you my power. However, even compared to my fate, yours is truly brutal. Not only do I sympathize with you, I'm almost brought to tears by your tragic fate. But please, don't lose heart. Please, don't submit to Vato, no matter what. Certainly, that child's game is quite unfair. I've only been allowed a glimpse of the game board. But the unfair and clever devices set up on that stage are so disgusting that I imagine they are far surpassed those on Lambda Delta's game board. And what's even more frightening is that when that kid moves a piece, she doesn't always make the best possible move. This is where she's very different from Lambda. Lambda always uses an overpowering number of pieces to make the best possible move in order to win. But Vato sometimes intentionally goes easy on her opponent when she moves in her pieces. Since when she's in trouble, we try to seek out our opponent's strategy by looking at their moves. This creates a very formidable amount of noise in our formation. Some might cause a troublesome amount of disorder. However, as in chess, though a player might be able to create some noise for their opponent, with a useless move, they'll still miss out on the more valuable move they'll avoided. In other words, it's not like your opportunities to take advantage of these are zero. Although you may not be able to believe it, that analogy holds true for this game as well. Even though those developments look so overpowering, there actually was a weak point. A weak point that almost looks like she wanted you to take advantage of it. So I don't know if it's a trap or if she's testing us. Anyway, don't surrender. Don't stop thinking. Don't deny any possibility. As long as you continue to hold the will to fight, battle will not win. What's the more important element in defense during a witch's battle? Rather than trying to win, try not to lose. That's actually kind of like what I've been doing. I am trying to find the correct solution, but I'm also just trying to make a defense, any kind of defense to the questions, just to have something to deny it with. So that's funny. If accepting her means your defeat, then you definitely mustn't accept her. Making you accept witches. There is no longer any doubt that this is one of Beatrice's victory conditions. Now that I have announced that I am your ally, I too will make a great effort as possible to lend you my power. Make an effort yourself as well. If you're still hugging your knees, quickly stand back up. In times like this, what did I used to say again? Go for it. Yeah. It's so embarrassing doing this. I've done this much for you, so quickly stand back up. Cute. Ah! Jump scare. Ha! There you are! I wonder what Burns drank off to. Could she be any more lame? Even so, just like usual, the pieces Burn chooses are pretty shabby. It's the same with chess, right? If all your pieces were pawns, you'll have zero chance to win, right? If all your pieces were rooks and bishops, you'll definitely win and lose. Well, last time, right when I felt just like a little pity and said she could start with her pieces anywhere she wanted, that idiot Burn, without taking notice of my compassion, started with all her pawns on my side of the board. What's up with that? That wasn't a loss or anything. Just remembering to get makes it queasy. Because of that, I won't be able to rest until I see Burn's speechless face. And since you, Burn's piece, fucked up big time, I'm feeling just great. Plus, she may not look it, but that girl really hates to lose, so I'll bet she's off somewhere grinding her teeth and crying her eyes out right now. How totally lame. Come, laugh with me. Wait a sec. Are you still hugging your knees? You're already like this just because the auto got a little serious? Could you be any more pathetic? You're so pathetic, I'll help you just a little bit. Hi, the great Lady Lambda Delta, the witch of certainty and the strongest in the universe, will associate myself just a little bit with you and your hopeless chances of winning. You should thank me. You know, Beatrice may really be a cruel and powerful witch, but she's no much for me. Why? Because she's soft. Though she'll set up the board in a way that'll let her win with just a few moves, she'll intentionally avoid cornering you. She'll do things like take worthless pieces and place excess pieces on the board to make things more one-sided. Simply put, she's got this bad habit of playing around as soon as she thinks she's won. Almost all the various attacks that hurt you and Burn look like utter waste and overkill to me. In other words, she's got a weakness and you've got a chance, you see? She isn't an opponent to be afraid of, right? She sometimes mistakes her means for her ends. and she has too much dark fun. Sometimes that even ends up creating and exposing her own weak points. For a super powerful witch like me, it's hard to understand why she's able to act so tough, why she lowers her own chances of winning. Oh, but well, because of that, a witch like Bern, who likes to thoroughly read her opponent, has a really bad affinity with her. Because reading her doesn't work. Maybe it's really easy for Bern to read and handle a straightforward and honest type like me. Annoyingly enough. Well, still, a super firepower type like me can flat out beat up a light wide range barrage type like Beatrice. So it's kinda like rock, paper, scissors. If I'm paper, Beato is rock. Which means Bern is scissors. Well, maybe that doesn't matter. Even though my paper loses to Bern scissors, if I was a sheet of super paper, which is way more awesome than normal paper, I could beat even scissors, right? Basically, I, Lady Lambda Delta, am the super paper! Who put a more on there? It looks like you regained a bit of your color. Oh, was that like a Japanese joke? Does super paper sound like moron in Japanese? That must have been it. That Beato, she's having fun torturing some piece called Rosa. At a glance, you'll think she has really nasty taste, right? Wrong. She's just killing time, hoping that you'll stand back up and return. It's a move to fire up your righteous indignation by intentionally doing something that's testable. Crap, I thought that and I was gonna say it, but I didn't say it. Now I look like a fool. I thought that her being so cruel to Rosa was intentional to make Butler lock in again. Oh man, I hate kids like that. Anyway, I'll head on back. Don't tell anyone about me helping you out just a little bit, okay? I mean, it's not like I helped you because I wanted to save you, okay? I am the strongest witch in the universe, had my throne stolen away, so I lost to Bern. So I've gotta take that throne back from her. But if she loses to Bato here, then it's Bato who'll get the position of strongest next, right? Well, it's not like I'm complaining. It'll be easier to steal the throne back from Bato, but then I wouldn't be satisfied, you see. I will defeat Bern, and I'll take back my position as the strongest. It's not like I really am helping you, okay? I won't forgive you if you make Bern cry. Interesting. And it makes sense. It also makes sense. The Rocky Paper analogy makes sense with what I said. Someone with a plan who sees the path forward to their goal will absolutely... Whoa. Cool background. Anyways, someone with a plan, with a straightforward path, who knows how to get to their goal, will defeat someone who doesn't think about it and just keeps trying it over and over and over, trying to reach the goal without giving it a real thought, right? So, certainty defeats infinity. But someone who planned everything out and planned straight ahead to get their goal would be defeated by someone who got a miracle to get their goal easily. That makes sense. But the last matchup, let me think. No, it also makes sense. Holy cow, that's genius! Infinity also beats a miracle, because a miracle has a low chance of happening. A miracle is uncertain. Veruncastel is uncertainty. She is unprobability. So, waiting around for a miracle to happen would lose to someone who keeps trying over and over and over. Even if they don't have a plan, they are much more likely to reach their goal first than waiting around for a miracle. Wow, even the matchups make sense. I'm thinking I might be right. Nah, I can't be saying things like that because it's even more embarrassing when I'm wrong. But even the three matchups make sense. That's really cool. A plan beats someone without a plan. A miracle beat someone who spent so much time trying to think of a plan, and just trying at all beat someone waiting around for a miracle. Masterful move. Masterful move. Oh, what? Brother. Huh. Well, I guess we can look at all the 7 princes now. Didn't expect that. Oh, they literally look the same. They just have different hair colors and hairstyles. And it's the same faces. That's funny. Okay, time to get rage baited. 7 Sisters of Purgatory. Eldest sister, Lucifer. Envy. No, Pride. I always confuse those two. Lucifer, Pride. Advanced level furniture created by Beatrice, can move of her own accord but cannot disobey her summoner's orders. Possesses significant power even in human form, but has her terrifying full potential is truly unleashed only upon returning to her original form as one of the 7 stakes of Purgatory and soaring at the enemy at high speeds. Haughty and arrogant, but actually feels pleasure from submission. What was the point of the last line? Haughty and arrogant makes sense, she's pride. Seven Sisters of Purgatory, second sister Leviathan, Envy. That's okay, I like that as clever. Making Envy the second oldest so that she's jealous of the oldest. Advanced nothing but a jealous crybaby. She'll do whatever it takes to get what she wants. Yep. Third sister Satan, Wrath. Really grumpy, but actually wants others to get angry with her. Fourth sister Belphegor, that's Sloth. Thoughtful and hardworking. Because of this, she corrupts her masters. Oh, wait, that's okay. I was about to yell because like these 3 have been just so nothing burger. Like it's just describing the sins with nothing funny added. But this one's clever. She is so hardworking that she makes her master slothful. She isn't sloth herself. She makes other people slothful. That's clever. Maimon, greed. Really greedy. Once she decides she wants something, she will sacrifice anything and everything to get it. Beelzebub. Gluttony. In fact, a gourmet would use any ingredient to make a good meal, even her own body. Seven Sister Asmodeus, Lust. At that age where she wants a boyfriend, would give up her life for love. Okay, wait, these might be different. Let's read them. In my game version, it's one character slot and you have to click it and it'll randomly give you a Sister of Purgatory. That's horrible. What? Ushirimiya Kinsa, a self-taught human mage, his natural talent and level of knowledge are nothing special, but when his nearly insane powers of concentration and dedication were transformed into magical power, he awakened as a great mage. His powers is at least great enough that he was able to summon Beatrice and form a contract with her. Though his power is great, it is also extremely lopsided. In particular, he specializes in summoning in barriers, so perhaps it is fitting to call him a summoner instead. Genji. Kinso's earliest furniture, which he created to serve him and him alone with complete loyalty. Though he was Kinso's first creation, he was made with the help of a high-class demon, so though there were several flaws in his initial specs, he concealed a great potential within himself. In the many years following that, he began to mature and compensate for his many deficiencies, turning himself into a nearly flawless butler's furniture that he is now. He is approaching the limit of his service life, but the magical power he can unleash for an instant rivals Kinso's. Shannon. Shannon is Kinso's handmade furniture in the pure sense, which she created without borrowing the powers of a demon. Buddy. Ryukishi. There's never... It's funny. Both Toby Fox and Ryukishi are the most on-the-nose people ever when it comes to writing. Gee, I wonder what that means. That he created her in the pure sense without the power of... Though there were problems with several of her initial specs, she was given a very rare and precious thing, a heart. It seems that as a result of this long personal experience, Kinso came to believe that the power created by the heart contains within it a strong magic. In the lengthy span of time following that, she began to mature, becoming exceptionally skilled with the power of protective and repulsive nature. Such as magical barriers. Because of this, in the realm of barriers alone, she possesses an immense mage-class level of power. Kanon. The last furniture created by Kinso thus far. Making use of all his previous experience, Kinso managed to implement a set of flawless specs. Kanon was also given a heart, but it was much weaker than Shannon's. Perhaps because Kinso felt a sense of approaching personal danger related to his fortune that as he neared the end of his life, he bestowed Kanon with the rare power to fight and protect. However, he hasn't yet matured very far and is unable to control his own power and speed. Ushiramiya Butler, an unfortunate young man to whom Beatrice has taken a liking, a human who inherited the black blood from Kinso, inherited the massive resistance to magical power that Kinso was born with. Ironically, it was his trait that made it so hard for Kinso to succeed as a mage. A massive magic barrier defense can be an ace in the hole for a battle against a witch. Kinso has begun to lose his power with age, but Butler's power is still on the rise. Perhaps it's understandable why Beatrice tried to crush it as soon as possible. Ushiramiya Maria, a little mage who has inherited the black blood from Kinso. Unlike Kinso, she was gifted with natural talent and began to thread the path of the mage while still young. That said, her power is still weak and she is no more than an apprentice. However, she is skilled with enchantments which bestow magical power upon objects, and the magical items she creates compete with those of the Meister class. Well, that was awesome. That was a lot. I didn't expect all that. Interesting. I don't think I got any thoughts on that. Just interesting all around. One sec. No, shut up. Okay, BRB, 5 minutes or so, and we start episode 3. But only one chapter. entire 24-hour episode is actually one chapter. I would have been trolled so hard. Anyways, we're back. Well. Ah, crap. We're cursive. Episode 3. Vanquish of the Golden Witch. Good morning. This is a surprise that even now you do not surrender. The Golden Witch has exceedingly high expectations of you. Have you perhaps also come to realize the structure of this world? There can be no victory without knowing the rules. Please enjoy a healthy game with the witch. The difficulty level is fair? Fair for you and fair for the witch. Standard, first rate, and now fair. The story is undoubtedly not in one of the fantasy events. Pretty. The vase was very beautiful, rich with history and value. Even as young as I was, it was still forced me to take a deep breath when I witnessed this beauty. I would cry if this is Kinso backstory. Of course, it was a member of Grandfather's favorite collection. I don't think so anymore. So that I didn't accidentally destroy its fragile beauty, I was always given strict orders never to touch it. But that just made me want to touch it. It looked light, and yet so elegant, that just glancing at it gave it an indescribable sense of dignity. I wanted to see what it felt like to touch a vase like that. However, just as Grandfather had said, it was a thing that shouldn't be touched. Something this beautiful should never be touched. Such beauty can only dwell in something so easily broken. Because of that, just the brush of a finger by something like me would. Just like how a fun dream disappears with a poof when you wake up. It disappeared, fell, and broke into pieces. I realized that because of my own foolish curiosity, I had done something that couldn't be taken back. No matter how much I regretted it, no matter how much I apologized, the broken vase would not be returned to its original form. Grandfather will probably scold me. Probably very harshly. I ended up breaking into tears and sobbing frightening. As I did, I noticed something beautiful. Lightly dancing golden butterflies were coming towards me. The mysterious glowing golden dots shone in the air. The butterflies began to gather one at a time. Oh, it's Beatrice. Beatrice, the reliable golden witch had arrived. Okay. I'm trying to tell if the logo on her sash is the one-winged eagle. It does look like it, I think. Now, sort of the whole outfit as a whole, it definitely comes to mind as a mourning gown, dress. Mourning as in mourning the death of someone, not good morning. The butterflies kept gathering until they formed a cloud, and then she was there. She was always there for me. Whenever I was in trouble, she'd always appear and save me. What's going on here? Princess. Something tells me this is not gonna be Kinso's family. Unless it's like Natsuki or Rosa. Or Maria? A princess? Girl. Good day to you, princess. Beatrice! Wow! Oh my! Why are you crying so? And on a day so well suited for a tea party? I broke grandfather's precious vase. Oh, the grandfather's gonna get mad at me. I don't know what to do. I see. That is worrying. The master really treasured this particular vase, didn't he? Oh, imagining how he'll punish you scares even me, Beatrice. Grandfather was a very frightening person, and when you failed to follow something he said even once, he would become so mad with a rage that would make even the fallen angels in hell quiver. Vase is the proper pronunciation, don't do this to me. I spent the whole playthrough saying aunt instead of aunt, and you didn't say nothing about that. Since I knew that down to my house I couldn't do anything but tremble and cry. I possess no magic that can scoop up your fallen tears, princess. But if you need magic that will prevent the master from scolding you, I might be able to manage something. Really? Yes, if you be gracious enough to believe in my powers, princess. The power of belief is the source of magic. Miracles only happen before those of great faith. I believe in your powers, Beatrice. So please fix this vase. Please. If that's what you want, princess, then leave it to me, Beatrice. When she extended her index finger, a golden butterfly softly landed there and changed its form into her favorite cane. But even that was enough to give me a small glimpse at Beatrice's wonderful and awesome magic power. She pointed her cane at the broken vase, and just like a child's lullaby, she began speaking the magic words. Come, try closing your eyes, and try to remember. What form did they have? It was surely a very, very beautiful form. Please, show me that form one more time. Were they words or was it a song? No, it had to be magic. After all, can you see? The pieces of this vase are rapidly gathering together, gently returning to the place where they've been on display, resembling into their original form. Incredible. See? Now it's back to normal. This way, you won't have to get yelled at by the master. Okay. I gotta get it through my head that I need to say the things that I think of immediately before the game confirms it, and then me thinking it first doesn't matter anymore, or deconfirms it. Well, actually, that's a good thing. Like, whatever. I'm gonna say it. Okay, so what I'm thinking right now is this really is Beatrice, but you know, she's 1,000 years old, so in that time she must have changed a bit. So I'm thinking that she was a nice witch before whatever event happened that broke her heart happened. So I'm thinking we're looking at a previous version of Beatrice right now, and like I said, we are dealing with another family. I don't think this is the Ushiramiya family. Beatrice, you really are amazing. You can fix broken vases like it's nothing. That's not true. Returning something broken to its original form is a very, very difficult thing to do. My magic can only make it remember what it once was for a short time. Huh? But that vase really turned back to the way it was, right? Correct. But that doesn't mean the vase has avoided its fate of being broken. All I did was temporarily get the broken vase to remember its form before it broke. I have not yet attained the high levels of magical power that might be used to restore a broken fate to its original form. At that time, the high-pitched scream of a servant could be heard from inside the mansion. Oh, brah, they put a servant in danger now? When I went to see what had happened, I noticed that several of the servants had gathered and were cleaning up the remains of the broken vase. From what they said, it seemed a black cat had sneaked in from somewhere and had climbed up on the vase, causing it to break. Oh, okay. So it wasn't the servant's fault. I understood the meaning of Beatrice's words. At that moment, I broke the vase. The vase was broken. Beatrice let me see the vase being restored, but that was a temporary thing. It didn't mean she changed the fate of the vase being broken. And so the vase remained its true fate and broke. Remembered its true fate and broke. However, the one who broke it wasn't me, but a cat that had snuck in. That's right. Beatrice never said, "Let's fix the vase." She said she'd prevent the master from scolding me. The fate of the vase breaking hasn't changed, but the fate that I broke it certainly has. Beatrice cleverly saved me from danger with that magic. It is very easy to break something. After all, you didn't need magic to break that vase, princess. Then, is fixing stuff really hard? It is. It's so hard that you broke down crying, unsure of what to do. Does that mean magic is easier to use when doing some terrifying things? That breaking and killing is really easy, but fixing and reviving things is really hard. That's right. With magic, it is far easier to break and kill. That's why weak witches lose the temptation and become intoxicated with gathering easy power for themselves, neglecting their true magical training. Real magic is the power to repair and revive, to summon happiness that has disappeared, to summon love that has grown cold. And it can even summon a smile to the face of a princess who has forgotten how. Then Beatrice, since you managed to fix that vase, does that mean you're an incredible witch? My days of training are far from over. After all, I couldn't make the vase forget its fate for even an hour. I'm sure my teacher who taught me magic would have been able to restore the vase to its original form forever. So if I keep breaking and breaking, she'll be able to fix it over and over again. Yes. When one reaches that level, they are considered to be an endless witch. That is the endless level that all witches ought to reach. We offer the utmost respect to those witches, then call them by their title. An endless witch. That's right. To witches with the power to mend things endlessly, the concept of breaking doesn't even exist. They are released from all the sadness caused by losing things and are promised eternal bliss. Certainly, the human world is full of sadness caused by separation and loss. To withstand their sadness, believing it to be a test. In other words, a human's life is a journey, searching for a way to withstand sadness. In that case, a witch who could revive all things would be freed from all sadness in the world. Simply put, that would mean eternal bliss. One sec. I saw Golden Land. Why did I say that? Thank you, Tomato. I wonder if I could become a witch like you and gain eternal happiness. I need to say everything that crosses my mind, so that if I say everything, one of them is bound to be correct. I'm thinking that maybe the princess is our Beatrice, and she takes the name Beatrice after this other witch. You, princess. It is a long, difficult path, you see. I want to become a witch. I want to find happiness. Beatrice, I want to become your disciple. Do you have even a trace of doubt in that feeling? No! I want to become a witch too! I understand. Then, until you get tired of me, I will make you my disciple. Would you call me teacher? Yes, teacher! That's a good answer. Then, from now on, learn the depths of magic along with me. I am also in training. Let us both learn the proper use of magic, doing our best to reach that blissful level. Yes, teacher! You'll yap Shakespeare eventually. That's right. That's right. I'm thinking I was right. Interesting. Interesting. A dream. That face takes me back. An endless witch, was it? That rank I've yearned for in the past as the highest possible achievement was now just another one of my titles. No, you might even call it my calling card. Every once in a while, being called that can be quite satisfying. I had trained so many days to achieve that rank. It'd be a bit of a waste if I never got a chance to appreciate it. She shook her head lightly. If it's the highest possible level, that means there's nothing higher. An eternal dead end, the beginning of eternal boredom. I remember what teacher told me. When one is released from all sadness, it is the same as eternal bliss. That's what makes me think that teacher could never have reached that level. Eternal bliss means eternal boredom, and that's the beginning of eternal torture. But it all depends on how you look at it. Eternal boredom is the same as a sketchbook that doesn't run out of pages. It means you can draw whatever you want, you can try to have as much fun as you want. Boredom is the worst sort of poison which kills all witches. Even those great witches who are given the title Lady fear it. It's the eternal poison that tortures them because of the eternal bliss they've reached. Now that I've earned the title of Endless Witch, I truly wish I could speak with teacher again. Is happiness really what lay at the end of our training? And just what is happiness? I wish I could talk with her about that now. Training has no end. When you think you've reached the eternal level, that's exactly the time to bemoan your own immaturity. I recall those words as though she's entered me directly. I see. So I'm mature, am I? How amusing, how truly amusing. The sound of painfully shrill laughter rang out. It was coming from my furniture. What? Did they break their toy again? Beatrice-sama, the guy stopped moving again. And I haven't had nearly enough fun yet. What a pathetic man. But I haven't gotten a chance to play at all yet. Let me play. Be silent, filth! If you keep devouring them like starving dogs, of course you'll keep breaking right away, no matter how well Beatrice-sama fixes him up. You broke him the most, Satan, eh? You just don't know what holding back means. My apologies, Beatrice-sama. Please forgive my stupid little sisters. Fix him quickly! I'm next! Must you keep up that infernal racket! A single yell was all it took to make the noisy sisters of the Seventh Stakes vanish. All they do is mess around, having as much fun as they want breaking him. They only come to me to clean up afterwards. Truly, this furniture never leaves me bored. Once the furniture hit themselves, all that remained was a sloppy mess, the last remnants of a broken toy. It had no form anymore. It's hard even for me to remember its original form in this state. Better to make it remember for itself, perhaps. Oh well. I waved my golden pipe. Then I spoke. I chanted. I made it remember. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? After all, right now, you pretty much look like a huge lump of scrap meat. I've no idea what part of you is an arm and which is your leg. Unless you remember, I won't be able to recall your face. By the power of magic, the pitiful pieces of meat began to remember what their face had been. Which part should go with which part, and where should join with where. That's right, just like that. No, you should be a finger on the left hand. That's the right hand. That's it. Good. Good morning. Have you woken up, Ushinomiya Butler? How ironic that your true nightmare begins after you awaken. If you would just accept that I am a witch, you'll quickly wake up from this nightmare, and I'll send you to heaven. I am the king of Mount Purgatory. There's no escape from this hell without my approval. You call this hell? That's just useless. It's all useless. I'm impressed you can still talk like that after experiencing the pain of death not once like any normal human, but more times than I could account with all of my fingers. This is why I never get bored. I never get bored of you. Yeah, no boredom here, huh? After all, I get my pick of those massive tit nichons with the dazzling asses in my harem. Thanks to that, I'm not likely to get bored for a while now. That's splendid! Otherwise, I would get bored too. So, my furniture, I fixed them so you can play as much as you want. Thank you very much. Oh, mine! I told you your turn is over. I'm next. Get away from him. Wonderful, isn't it, Batman-kun? Look how popular you are. Popular guys have it rough. Get in line, freaks. If you just stayed obedient instead of acting tough, this would go much easier. Nah, he's good like this. His screams are so much better. Okay, let's not break up so quickly this time. Did you all hear me? You aren't running the show. Butler-kun, let's continue where we left off, okay? After they locked Jessica-chan's room with the master key, how did they return the key to the corpse's pocket which was inside the room? Well, maybe... That's it. They used the fishing line or something, sending just the key into the room through the crack of the door, huh? Wrong! So naive. Of all the doors that exist on Ronkenjima, none has a crack through which a key can slip. She was wrong, right. Okay, this time it's my turn. Where should I strike? Me, back of the hand. No fair! Okay then, I've got the back of his other hand. I'll take the tip of this nose. Why? Why? Let me do it too. Let me strike too. Don't be so slow, Leviane. We've always done first come, first serve. Okay, I'll take the top of his foot. Ah! Me too, me too. I'll take his shoulder, okay? Your sister's right. Plays nice with each other, alright? I can't believe you're still resisting. Why haven't you realized that your false courage actually gets me fired up? Sorry, but false courage and being stubborn are my specialties. No matter how much you all try to confuse the issues, I definitely won't accept witches and magic. Even though you can't explain anything with human tricks, are you stupid? Know your place. It's okay. We don't have to force him to accept it. Soon he'll want to accept it so hard he'll start crying. Even now, he really wants to kneel down on the ground pitifully and beg for our forgiveness. Oh, he's broken already. Beatrice-sama. Oh well. Since they know I can revive him over and over, my furniture won't even hesitate to break him. Good grief. Read it all +2. It's fine being vulgar when there's there's meaning to it. Like he's saying stuff like that, obscene things, because he's trying to downplay what they're doing. He's trying to, oh, ladies, please, right? It's fun, it makes sense. But when he says it to a 10-year-old girl, or a 16-year-old maid, or his own family members, it's a bit, yeah, unprompted for no reason. Before the endless witch Beatrice, all death in life has no meaning. Even death can become the key to escape from my cage. Come, battler, remember your original form again. I'll toy with you to my heart's content. Understand? I see. How truly pleasant to have a toy to play with for all eternity. Could this be the endless bliss which is gained at the endless level? I see. Yes, this bliss certainly is amusing. I'll revive you over and over, kill you over and over and over and over. Let's see what kind of murder play will unfold on the next game board. Come, bring it in. Let the next game begin. Shinomiya Battler. Let's go. That's my goat. Despite everything, he's holding on. One more chapter of this new game board. Back on the bar. Could this be Rudolph character development? I think I got a ping. Right.
Dang. Too bad Aniki hates cigarettes so much. Sorry. She's been pretty grumpy since last night. Please don't hold it against her.
Rudolph and Hideyoshi went out onto the deck and took some of the cigarettes. Eva had always hated the smell of cigarettes, but when she was in a bad mood, she got even more sensitive to them. When they decided to smoke casually until they reached the island, the two of them had gotten yelled at and chased out onto the deck. Hideyoshi tried to use this lighter, but the strong winds gave him some trouble. Rudolph took out a zipper with a smooth gesture and let Hideyoshi borrow the flame.
When did you start smoking cigarettes, Hideyoshi? Just after the war. In the beginning I was rolling them. Then I started using what I sold. So you were already smoking when you met Aniki. Bet she's always telling you to stop. I never listened to her, so she's already completely given up on that. Man, you gotta be stubborn sometimes like this.
Hideyoshi laughed heartily, but Rudolph snickered. After being scolded by Eva, they escaped to the deck together with their tails between their legs. There was little doubt who had gotten her way in that exchange.
She isn't usually so short-tempered. In fact, she's usually a more gentle, quiet woman. Every year she changes when this day comes. Is that so? To me, she looks just like the Aniki I've known all along. That's just it. She's back to being Eva of the Ushirimiya family. But that ain't the Eva I know. Well, I know why she's grumpy. This family conference is going to be a pain. Got that right. There's that plan to threaten money off of Kraus-Nissan. We may call it a family conference, but it's gonna be just a sibling fight at this rate.
Before the family conference, 3 of the siblings had made a secret pact without Kraus. They were all facing urgent situations and needed a lot of money fast, and the only one they could turn to was Kraus, who spoke for the Ushirimiya head now that Kinso spent his time shut up in his study. For a long time now, they vaguely sensed that Kraus was taking advantage of the fact that Kinso had lost interest in his own wealth, and they suspected that he started investing in that wealth to suit his own purposes. Despite being disgusted by this, they turned a blind eye to it while everything was still going smoothly for them. But now that they needed money, they really couldn't afford to let it slide. Eva had asked Rudolph and Rosa to form an alliance, and they were now scheming to take that money away from Kraus.
Rudolph Group, both you and I are company presidents. We're responsible for the livelihood of our employees. Rosa's president too. Well, that's a hobby. That's right, sorry. Basically, we're all got responsibilities. Now that I've thrown down the gauntlet in front of the exchange board, I gotta bring in the money, even if it means getting down on my knees or drinking mud. Same here. I can't betray the employees who trusted me and followed me for so long. That's why I need to get some money out of Kraus-Nissan, even if I have to grab him by the neck. Aniki and Aniki have always been at each other's throats, and now she's gonna challenge Aniki head on. It's no wonder she's on edge. So Eva really has had a bad relationship with Kraus-Nissan since long ago. As in she talked about it. They were always at each other's throats. She never talks about the past, even if I ask. She probably doesn't want to remember. She's always been brainy and shrewd. Her grades were good too. Compared to that, Aniki was just average. The simple fact that she existed would have been pressure enough, but she kept boasting about it and driving him into a corner. That fool. Why drive him into a corner so openly? And I'll hardly call that shrewd. No kidding. Aniki regretted being born a woman, so she probably couldn't forgive Aniki since he was chosen to succeed the head just because he was a man. She'd always boast to Dad, letting him see that she was better at every little thing. Father really is an old-fashioned person. Gender discrimination was part of his system of values. I bet Eva's eagerness to prove herself made him dislike her of it.
What was his voice?
Wouldn't you say schooling for a woman is like sugar and black tea? The taste is dull and flat without it, but too much ruins the whole thing.
That wasn't his voice. I don't remember his voice. Crap, it's gone. Since you can still drink black tea without sugar. He was in effect saying that there was no need for a woman to study. You gotta kill this guy. Those infuriating words were what Nissan hurled at me in my despair when I asked to go to college only to be denied by father. I protested that I needed to build up proper dignity and an education as the oldest daughter in the Ushirimiya family, making college an essential next step. But when it came down to it, father and Nissan's answers were exactly the same. How conceited for a woman. I have never taken the Ushirimiya name lightly, not once since I was born into it. And I've been even more careful not to take my father's name, Ushirimiya Kinso, lightly. Our family is an old one, with many traditions, but it lost its wealth and business in the Great Kanto earthquake, pushing it to the brink at one point. That was what father took control with his ingenious talent, reviving it to an even greater than it had been before. Not once did I forget that I was the daughter of the great Ushirimiya Kinso. That's why I always made every effort to become worthy of that name. I needed dignity worthy of the Ushirimiya family, schooling, manners, and leadership. Even if I couldn't quite reach father's level, I deepened my knowledge in economics and finance, trying to improve myself so that I could be of use to him at any time. However, in the end, father never acknowledged my efforts. To father, a woman was only meant to support a man, and nothing further than that was permissible. When was it that I came to understand that? It may have been as early as my childhood years, but I was going to have to wait until I grew up before I could truly accept it. Compared to me, you couldn't have said that to Kraus, my older brother of 2 years. Worked hard at all to become deserving of the Ushirimiya family name. He told me many times since my early childhood that he would naturally succeed father simply because he was born a man. He kept on repeating that as though it formed an uncrossable gap between us. I couldn't stand it. Even though I always got better grades than Nissan, even though I became class president when he never managed more than vice president, even so Nissan was considered to be the appropriate successor to the Ushirimiya family just because he was a man. Of course, you could find gender discrimination everywhere in those days. No, it was even considered a virtue in that era. During that despicable time, people said that when a woman is born, she obeys her parents, when she gets married, she obeys her husband, and when she gets old, she obeys her children. But that was exactly why I wanted to turn that on its head. Innocently, I kept trying to prove that I was the most fit. However, I eventually realized that all of my efforts had been doomed from the beginning.
What are you... No.
Why? What is his voice? Now you remember.
When you say schooling for a woman is like sugar and black tea, the taste is dull and flat without it, but too much ruins the whole thing.
What do you mean by that, Nissan?
just as there are rules that only man can fill, there are also rules that only can be filled by women, correct? I do believe giving birth to children, raising them, and supporting the master of the house are roles that can only be filled by women.
Are you trying to say that there's no need for a woman to work or study?
I wouldn't go that far. Talking to an unschooled woman is tiring and nothing more. However, women are more tiring when they're too smart. I do believe that a woman as violently assertive as you would bring no weight of hardship to her future husband.
Are you trying to say that a woman has to marry and hide in the shadow of her husband? That's none of your business!
Though you're my younger sister, I can look up to you for the respect you hold for father and your desire to become a daughter worthy of him. Even I am capable of feeling respect for such noble sentiments.
That's just disgusting. What's this about noble sentiments? I'd call that flowery prose coming from you. Are you pretending to be the head already?
The decision that I should succeed the headship has been established from the very beginning. And yet you seem to be laboring under the illusion that you might become the head, hence the useless and reckless efforts you expended thus far.
Reckless efforts? Isn't it really that bizarre for me to say I want to go to college?
Yes, it's bizarre. You doubtlessly are the oldest daughter of the glorious Ushirimiya family. One day you will support that family crest by being wed to the partner most valuable of her father. However, excessive learning is not what is being asked of you. What you need are gentle feelings that will allow you to care for your husband, the ability to handle housework, and a humble demeanor that will reflect well on the master of your household. There are skills that you lack utterly. In the end, can you really call yourself a suitable daughter of the Ushirimiya family?
I have no intention of being some secluded lady. I just want to become the person most capable of assisting father at his work.
Then shouldn't you do so in a manner befitting an Ushirimiya family daughter? What is it with you? You're still managed even at your age, and you've never learned how to wear makeup in a way that will please men, much less how to cook and do housework. I hear you've even been learning how to brawl.
That's rude! The martial arts aren't brawling, they're a perfect way to train the discipline of the mind. And when it's needed, I take more than enough care to act as a woman should. What are you trying to say? That women should be slaves who work for men, so I mustn't be so forward?
It isn't elegant to say it out loud, but I think a few unpleasant words are necessary in order to correct your mistakes. So let me say it plainly. Women exist to serve man, and men exist to provide for women. A woman's job is to protect a man's back, to protect his house and raise his children. Most women realize this without being told, you know. They realize it on their own. But even after all these years, you still haven't realized that about yourself. So I've decided to clear away the misunderstanding for you before you leave the family. You ought to thank me.
This is an insult to all women! No, wait. I never thought of myself as a woman. I've never depended on anyone because I'm a woman. How am I inferior to you, Nissan? In grades and accomplishments and everything, I'm better! So how can you look down on me when you have nothing I lack except the fact that you're a man?
It's about knowing one's place. Every day I have been raised with the readiness of one who will be head. In the future, that preparation will surely become essential. But you are different. Even though you will marry and lose the Ushirimiya family name, you're being trapped by this unnecessary illusion. What's your complaint? Even if you had been born a man, the successor to the headship still probably wouldn't have gone to you. Why are you so unsatisfied that you insist on attacking me even now?
What's so unsatisfying, you say? Nissan, you are always like that, looking down on me because you succeed the head. Even though... What's my complaint, you say? I've got a billion of them. Grudges, hard feelings, humiliations that I'll never forget keep floating through the back of my mind. They're all built up at the same time, coming out of my throat as a shameful moan.
What's all this noise? God isn't the only one who holds silence as a virtue. Father!
Father! He proudly overheard our sibling fight. Father entered with a clearly unhappy face.
Kraus! Are you fighting with your siblings again? Why don't you have the dignity to act as a leader for your brother and sisters? How shameful! I am embarrassed to hear this from my eldest son.
In a flash, he struck Kraus's face. I readied myself to be struck in the same way, but I wasn't hit.
My apologies.
Oh, Kraus, it was Kraus.
My apologies, Father. Dignity isn't the only thing you lack. There's much more. You're immature in everything, and even so you pretend like you're an adult. Realize that it's 100 years too early for you to talk like that and devote yourself to your studies. Don't make me lament my son's incompetence anymore. Yes, I will continue to strive so that I can become a person worthy of succeeding you, Father.
It was as if those words were directed at me. Even when he was being yelled at by Father, he was still bragging to me about how he was special, about he was the successor. I couldn't stand it, and finally spoke what was on my mind. Even though I realized that it would be improper for a member of the Ushiromio family to do such a thing. Father, please tell me how I'm inferior to him. I've tried so hard, studied so hard to become a person who won't bring shame to your name. Please tell me how I'm inferior. How can I improve myself enough to earn your acknowledgement?
Then again, how many times do I have to say it before you'll understand? I expect nothing from you. Women should be women and just learn how to cook and sew. You aren't prepared at all as a woman. In you, I don't see a trace of a mindset needed to serve one's husband, to earnestly devote oneself to a man's needs. What good are you as a woman? Don't you realize that you're a daughter of the Ushinomiya family? And yet, you only want to learn things so that you can act as a man. Your duty is not to intimidate Kraus. Don't you even understand your own duty?
As a member of the Ushinomiya family, I won't bring shame to your name.
That's it! That's where you're already wrong. Your duty was to marry out of the family and bring me a man who is profitable to me. And then you will devote yourself to your husband, give birth to children and multiply. Be a good wife who brings praise to your husband's family. Just what is it that you can do to please a man? Do you think you can make tea? Do you have any talent in cooking? You have nothing! All you've done is try and mimic Kraus, haven't you? Kraus will succeed the Ushinomiya family. If you are unsatisfied with that, then you are disobeying me. Are you saying you'll refuse to listen to what I say, even though you're my daughter? Get out! You're disinherited. I won't let you call yourself an Ushinomiya. Disinherited! Disinherited! Father, hang in there! Please come back! Genji son, could you bring some water? Yes, immediately. Eva, leave this place. He doesn't mean what he says. I will calm him down. Disinherited! If you won't listen to me, you're disinherited!
Father was coughing pretty badly, and Nissan patted his back, as if it was a duty that was naturally his. It was so vexing for me to let him take the duty all for himself right then. If I carelessly approached Father at that moment, then I would probably be one to get hit next. However, I fearlessly tried to approach Father's back. Genji blocked me.
Eba-sama, perhaps it would be best if you step outside for now. The master is not in a good mood right now.
But...
Why are my children so incompetent? Kraus is lacking in dignity. Emma is always a stubborn tomboy. I have no son who's like a man, and not even a daughter who's like a woman. Where did I go wrong raising them? Why Genji win, and where did I go wrong? Master, you haven't done anything wrong. Kraus-sama has grown into a sturdy boy, and Eva-sama into a lovely daughter. You haven't made any mistakes. How can you say that? What's so lovely about her? Far from a lady, she's always acting like a man. Disinherited! Father, that's just what I'm always telling Eva. Eva has promised that she will have a change of heart and act like a lady. Couldn't you postpone the decision just a little while longer? Who's a lady?
Go quickly and leave this to me. Kraus gave me a look telling you that. Did I take the wrong path, just like Father and Nissan did? True, I never studied how to be a lady. Everything I learned was done in the hopes that I could help Father someday. But is that really true? Haven't I always been trying to compete with Nissan, with whom I've had a bad relationship since I was a young girl, because I wanted to steal his position as successor and show him a thing or two? Every chance he gets, Nissan tells me that man should be manly and woman should be womanly. I've been tormented by this unfair discrimination just because of my gender, something people are born with and can't do anything about. I resisted endeavoring to this very day to study and prove that I'm not inferior because I'm a woman. But doesn't that mean my love of learning comes entirely from a stupid complex I've got against Nissan? Father wanted me to become a lady, with whom he could go and out in public and not be embarrassed. Did I betray those hopes, earning good grades and threatening Nissan just to satisfy a childhood resentment? Oh, cute. That's not it. You swore to me saying I would become the successor of the Ushinomiya family. You? The one whispering to me was the me of my years as a young girl, born inside my heart on that day I made that oath. That's right. She was my only ally. When things got difficult, when I felt like I was about to get crushed by it all, she would always quietly appear and support me. When I ran into roadblocks and despaired, she would always appear and support me. When I grew up and the memories of my childhood years faded, I also started to forget my conversations with her. I, Ushinomiya Eva, will definitely become the head of the Ushinomiya family. And I'll triumph over that irritated and arrogant Kraus. On that day, we promised to do our best together to achieve that. That's right, we promised. On that day, I promised that I would become the successor to the Ushinomiya headship. On that day, when I had been overcome with sadness, wondering why I was even alive, you appeared from inside me and lent me your strength. Father didn't accept me. I wanted to teach Nissan a lesson. I believed that doing this would let me say goodbye to the wretched creature I once was. For a time, I truly believed that my life had no purpose other than to be locked down upon by Nissan. It's painful just remembering those days. They're a wound, a crack inside my heart. She taught me how to sew up that wound. I turned my anger into effort and improved myself, trying to become a person worthy of the headship that Kraus was. Trying to triumph over him by making Father accept me, it was my perfect revenge. I was vaguely aware that a woman couldn't possibly become the family head, but I thought that maybe, if I could prove myself valuable enough to overturn that premise, then surely Father would select me to be his successor. If that happened, then I'd be able to have the greatest and most perfect revenge against Nissan, who's always acted like his succession to the headship was completely inevitable. That's right. If we can manage that, the wounds in our hearts will be healed. We promised each other to do our best until that day comes. And now you're saying you're gonna break the promise? Scum! Coward. If only you just give up and die. Even though she looked like me as a kid, she was still another me. Her tongue was sharp because it was mine. It makes me pretty mad hearing that, even from myself. You have no right to speak of me like that. Then let us use that anger to fuel our learning. Changing anger into power is my magic. I've saved you from a bunch of tight spots with that power, letting you to succeed when you shouldn't have. As long as you have my magic, there's nothing you can't do. That's right. Anger has always been my driving force. I wonder when it was I forgot that. If you can remember me again, that magic will become ours once more. Come on, let's turn that anger into power and study even harder. Okay? I know you still got a lot to learn. Let's go to college, study more and more, get excellent grades, and drive Kraus into a corner. That guy acts like we're nothing, but I'm sure that he feels pretty well cornered on the inside. If only he just learned his place and die. If he did, we could have become the head. Rudolph won't take the job. That kid can't go against us. Stop that. No matter how much more I study, Father still won't accept me. Why not? Father told me to be womanly. Because I'm a woman, no matter how hard I tried, Father wouldn't have passed the headship on to me, even if I had been born before Nissan. No matter how much effort I put in, I can't become anything more than a woman. I won't be acknowledged. Nissan doesn't try at all, but I can't surpass him. He'll look down on me forever. Father and Kraus are the worst kind of male supremacists. If only they just die. She cursed me for my sake. Words I couldn't say so easily, she said for me. Even though I understand that she's just another part of myself inside of me, I feel like she's the only ally I have who can sympathize with me. However, while sympathy might do a lot to calm my heart, it won't do anything to improve my current situation. In the end, she can only console me for however long it takes me to be dejected by reality, and before I finally accept it. Thank you. You've done enough. Now that it's come to this, I've become such a good lady that it will shock even Father. I'll find an excellent man that Isan can't even compare to. You can't do that! She rejected my timid thoughts. I understand. Because she is me, I understand. And all Father said was that he won't let a human... What? She won't let a woman succeed the headship now. But even that's just a rule Father made up. Since he made it, he can get rid of it. Human feelings can change far more often than the number of sand grains on the beach. Kraus is such a stupid man that Father eventually is gonna realize it, even if we don't prove it to him. When that happens, the well that separates men from women will be demolished by Father himself, who set it up in the first place. That day will surely come. How can you be so sure? Because that's my magic. If you just believe, this magic will surely summon a miracle. The basis of my magic is nothing more than your believing heart. If I use this magic, then I'll never have to doubt until the day I die that I'll eventually become the head. But I don't know if that's the right thing for Ushiramiya Eva. Maybe I should aim to become the kind of lady Father wants, someone who can proudly participate in high society. If I am reborn, maybe Father would change his opinions of me. Maybe I can find my own lifestyle, just as Nissan has found his. And anyway, I can't imagine my stubborn father choosing a woman like me as the head, especially if it means skipping over Kraus. You don't believe? I was just thinking, maybe I can't succeed the headship, but as a woman, I can have a child, and Nissan still isn't engaged. If Nissan isn't able to father a child and I gave birth to one, then wouldn't that make my child the next head after Nissan? In other words, wouldn't that mean the same thing as stealing the headship from Nissan? Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. True, it'll be very sad to abandon the result I had since childhood. It pains my heart to betray you, my younger self. But this is my most realistic option. In that moment, my body changed and I was no longer myself from back then, but as I am now, a wife and mother. Yes, this is the dream. Even so, she still possessed the same ambition and desire as always. She argued back, with her expression displaying her clear displeasure at this change. Are you throwing away your dreams? And me as well? I'm not throwing away anything. I'm an adult, and the day has come for me to part ways with you. That's right. Eva's already become an adult. She's even forgotten how to use magic. And now she wants the mother of a single child. And now she's the mother of a single child. She forgot all about how magic can change one's own dreams and how she's forcing those dreams onto her son. Even though Father and Kraus ruin your life, you're trying to push your dreams onto your son, ruining his life. Is that what you're called being an adult? George is a son I'm proud of, one who won't embarrass himself no matter where he goes. The dream I wasn't granted might come true for George. Jessica's a delinquent in both her grades and her behavior, and she's a woman. If only Jessica would step down, George would become the better heir. Even saying it was painful. Am I just forcing my own regrets into George? It's not like I have any right to look on Jessica with scorn. Wasn't it just horrible for hitting her with the same words that had been causing me so much suffering? I understand. Desire to triumph over my brother is part of my own personal leverage. I can't do George for that. So I'll take revenge myself. I have a plan to cheat Nissan out of some of his money with Rudolph and Rosa as my allies. I'll surely be able to get back at him. In any case, I'm sure that Nissan is invested in father's assets. What a boring plan. Why didn't you just give up on that and cry yourself to sleep? We will become the Ushirimiya family head. Don't mistake what your dream is, and believe me when I say it'll definitely come true. Believe in my magic. If I believe, I wonder if any power will dwell in that magic. It will. My magic can grant any wish with certainty. I believe. I'll believe. So create a miracle with that magic. If you don't, the hole in my heart will never heal. Okay. Then listen well. Listen to my magic words. And understand, if we can solve this riddle, we can become the Ushiramiya family head. So lend me your ears and listen carefully. Behold the sweet fish river running through my beloved hometown. You who seek the golden land, follow its path downstream in search of the key. And scene. We're done. My voice is giving out. Very interesting. So, episode 1 was Natsuhi's episode. Episode 2, Rosa. And now, Eva. Well, before I say anything, let me read chat. Lilium appeared again. I just had a stroking it right now actually, because I saw no Nakue Koroni and thought it was Higurashi, and I was like, what happened to Umineko? Don't do that, bro. Okay. I mean, no, I don't think I have much to say. Which is interesting, very interesting. I'm excited, very excited. Especially for Eva. I think they're already setting up Eva to be the red herring of the chapter, like Rosa was. I think they're saying that her little younger self is actually Lambda Delta because of the certainty name drop. And Lambda Delta is convincing Eva to kill her family so that she can be the head. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. If she's the red herring, I'll try my best to deny that. I'm kind of thinking. Let me think. I'm thinking that the three women also represent three witches. Natsuki represents Bernkastel. Because it's not like she was actively going for the title of head of the house. It's the title she rightfully deserved, but it wasn't something that she fought for. But through a miracle, she actually got it. She got the highest honor out of everyone. She met Beatriz, she got a duel with her. Beatriz recognized her, Kinsa recognized her. That was a miracle. With a miracle, and her fate decided it so, she got blessed. And also the whole purple motif, like Bernkastel. Well, actually, Bernkastel is a little blue. Ignore that part. Now we have Rosa, who, funny enough, I'm gonna say is Beatriz. Which is funny because clearly Beatriz doesn't like Rosa. And I think it makes sense because it's the most like her. She's someone who keeps... Oh my gosh. The thing that I said, that she keeps making the same mistakes over and over and over, not learning from them. Like infinity, like repetition, like I said with Beatriz. It makes sense that she wouldn't like her because Rosa is an embodiment of Beatriz in a way. Very selfish, doesn't truly know, wishes she knew what true love was, but doesn't truly know it. You know, they said that she sleeps with a lot of men, her husband left her. Most likely what happened with Beatriz as well. Whoever she loved left her or betrayed her. It makes sense, it makes sense. And now we have Eva, who, I mean, come on, I don't even need to explain how her whole story is an embodiment of hard work, like Lambda Delta. She spent her whole life scheming, planning, and working hard to get what she wanted. And maybe in this episode she'll finally get her reward, her treat. So that's like Lambda Delta. Ryukishi might be goated, I think. Well, that's my closing thoughts there. I think the three women represent the three witches as well. Very cool. That is all for now. I am gone now, forever. Farewell to all. May I... we see the fit, Ryukishi. Farewell to all and have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Dinner.